Hey, today I want to talk about Lactigo. Is it worth it? Is it scientifically proven to actually work? Or is it just a lot of money for some gel in a bottle? Let's dive into the science behind it and my thoughts. Hey, if you're new to the channel, my name's Chaz from Elevate Coaching. I run a cycling coaching business as well as to just racing professionally and also giving you tips and tricks and different things of that nature on the channel. But today I wanted to talk about Lactigo. Lactigo is something that I've actually been using since kind of when they launched. They launched, I believe, back in 2018. Maybe a little bit sooner than that, but I started using it, I want to say in 2020. So I've been using it for about 3 years now. And I just want to dive into, one, the science behind it. What is Lactigo? Two, what does the science and studies show that it's supposed to do for you? And then three, finally, I wanted to talk about my experience with it and if I think you should actually try it or not. And then four, I'm gonna leave that up to you. And if you actually tried it, put it in the comments what your experience is with it. And if you haven't tried it, you know, maybe give it a try or not, depending on how this video goes and you know what your thoughts are afterwards. But first, let's dive into the science, or actually the makeup of Lactigo and what it actually is. So there's gonna be two main ingredients in Lactigo, and one of those is magnesium. Magnesium is honestly something that I believe all endurance athletes should be supplementing a little bit because there are so many great benefits of magnesium. Magnesium is shown to help fight fatigue, it's shown to help with endurance, shown to help with muscle repair, different things of that nature. So I would, highly encourage a supplement if you're not taking one. I use one before I go to sleep every night. Anyways, back to Lactigo. That is one of the main ingredients in Lactigo. The other main ingredient in Lactigo is going to be L-carnosine. Now, L-carnosine is something you get from taking beta-alanine. So if you take beta-alanine, what happens is that goes in your body, you digest it, and then the byproduct of that is going to be the L-carnosine. L-carnosine is shown to help with anaerobic efforts, hard repeated efforts. It's also going to help fight fatigue. It's supposed to help in a way with clearing lactic acid, not necessarily stopping you from producing lactic acid, but just helping you to kind of buffer and clear it a little bit quicker. That is what L-carnosine is for. And like I said, you can get that from supplementing beta-alanine, which with beta-alanine, you have to load that over 4 to 8 weeks to really get the maximum absorption of it. Now, the other way you get L-carnosine is through red meat. So if you eat red meat, you get a lot of carnosine that way. Me personally, I don't eat a ton of red meat. I probably should because there is good properties to it, like B12. There's also iron, different things of that nature. But I don't eat a whole lot of red meat. So my body is actually kind of deficient a little bit in carnosine, which is also why I have been supplementing beta-alanine in the past. But Lactigo has that in their ingredients. So one thing about this is I realized if you're not a big meat eater, you might be deficient in that. And if you're not taking beta-alanine, you're definitely going to be deficient in that. Therefore, Lactigo is also another way of getting that. But not only are these two ingredients the main ingredients in Lactigo, the way that Lactigo works is it is a topical gel. So you take this gel and it's supposed to be able to absorb into your skin, into your muscles, and that's how you get the carnosine and you get the magnesium into your muscles. So basically, wherever you apply it, those muscles where you apply the actual Lactigo will get the most concentration of that. So if you applied it over your whole body would get saturated with that. If you applied it over just your quads would get saturated with that. So with being cycling, me specific, I use it on my legs. I use it basically from my hips all the way down to my ankles. Like I just view the whole leg, both legs. That's the ingredients there. That's what those 2 ingredients are supposed to do: help with endurance, muscle recovery, buffering lactic acid, things of that nature. Now let's dive into some studies that have been shown to see Lactigo actually work. So there was a study done by a guy named Tim Sharp and a guy named Chad Macias. Maybe I mispronounced that. Anyways, link down below to that. But they used it in soccer players, and they had them doing 3 by 100 meter sprints. And what they found was with the use of Lactigo, there's actually a 5.4 to 4.8% improvement in their sprints. Again, link is down below to that study. Go check it out. There's another study done where they had them do 40-yard dashes, and they found that they increased their distance or their time on their 40-yard dash when they applied Lactigo, which again, I find that interesting. Now, we're talking to the owner of the company. One of the things that Lactigo was first used for actually was horse racing. They found that when they started applying it to the horses' legs for their races, the horses started to perform better, whereas they started to now get top 3s, or they started winning the horse races. So that's something that I found kind of interesting when they first came out with this, and that was their main objective and goal, was using it for that. And then they found that because of the performance boostingness, you know, what else could they use it for? And therefore they came into the endurance athlete market. Now that brings me to my experience with Lactigo. I've used it now for about 3 years. Did I think it worked at first? No, and here's the reason being. Remember, earlier in the video, I said that if you are not a big red meat eater, you don't have a lot of carnosine. And because of that, that is something I suffer from. So when I used Lactigo, I didn't see a major difference the first couple of uses. But as I used it for a week to 2 weeks, it started to kind of build up in my system, because every day now I'm supplementing magnesium and carnosine into my legs via Lactigo application pre and post ride. After 2 weeks, I then started to see a difference, and I noticed that I was starting to feel less fatigued. I started to notice that the lactic burn would it wouldn't go away, but it was more tolerable at same power outputs. I have some buddies on group rides that I've also given samples to and have them tried. I had one of them, he actually wasn't really a believer, and then what he did was he went out and he put it on one leg and he left the other leg completely normal, and he went out and rode, and he came back and he was like, dude, this stuff actually makes a little bit of a difference. He said he noticed that the leg with Lactigo applied to it just didn't quite fatigue as quickly, and he also noticed that when it came to feeling that lactic acid burn, he noticed it more in the leg without Lactigo versus the one that had it. I find that interesting. One thing I like about Lactigo is it does have menthol in it, and I love that post-ride for recovery. Just makes my legs feel a lot better. Not sure if that's actually aiding anything or if that's more just manipulating how I feel, but I do enjoy that feature about it. Now, I do believe they sell it with or without menthol. Anyways, that's my take on Lactigo. So if that's something that you're interested in trying, you know, go give it a shot. Chaz 15 will give you $15 off your first bottle, or if you've used it before and you want to buy multiple bottles, you can use Chaz 20 and I'll give you 20% off your whole order. Anyways, that's my experience. If you've used it, put in the comments below what your thoughts are, whether you liked it or if you didn't like it. I want to hear those too. And if you haven't used it, maybe give it a try, maybe not. Completely up to you. Not here to sell you anything, but this is the science behind Lactigo and why I actually continue to use it today. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, please like, subscribe, this stuff really helps just keep things going forward. And as always, keep riding and training hard, and I will see you guys on the next video.